Pull up a chair and pour a glass. Got stories that are built to last. Yeah, with the old-fashioned ass.
Yeah.
Gets us maybe more soda and even Steam Deck for that, but figure out how to get all the games on there, and then you can't play them off there. You have to put them on.
You have to put them on. You have to like download EmuDeck, which then all I would say is just YouTube, how to install EmuDeck on your Steam Deck, and then everything else is then it just gives you a step by step.
Okay.
And I second like. My football team. So the weather looks kind of nasty tomorrow and an inch of rain and 50-kilometer winds. Are we still having to play football? Oh, it's so funny. Is that the shitty one? Ah! You're in the hole.
When I went to move it, then I'm like, whoa.
I love. Okay, that's it. Like, but okay. Now what? You know what? We're gonna go this. We're gonna put back over here. I thought that'd be more cool. That thing. I thought it'd be easier. It was not. That's where normal is. Yeah. How's that?
Get closer.
Get closer.
Too close. Okay, I think I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. What episode is this?
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is
Episode 12.
Is it 12?
I think it's 12.
Yeah. maybe it's 11 because we did 10 twice, but we didn't release 10. So like, is this like still? I was gonna look this up.
I'm pretty sure it's 12. Yeah, it's 12. Welcome to episode 12.
Oh wow! Let's start again.
Holy God. I'm Justin.
Trevor.
I forewarning everybody that I'm a little bit baritone today, being that I am
More
sick.
baritone.
More baritone.
More bass.
More bass.
More cowbell.
So yeah, so I will do my best not to sniffle and cough, and got hit with this spring phlegmy thing that's going around, so that's fun.
It's definitely been making rounds. Everybody's
Yeah, I'm gonna blame your kid. Your kid got me sick.
all right. Fair enough. I usually blame my kids, so or somebody
It's
else's
really
kids.
easy to blame your kids.
Yeah, or somebody else's. That's even better.
See, this is what I was concerned about. I cannot taste this.
Okay, well, let me try. I've tried it straight.
It's all
I've
on
not
you.
tried this in a cocktail, so. Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh,
Too bad you can't taste that, but it's delicious. So today we've got a Canadian bourbon.
like it tastes smooth. Damn it.
Yeah, that sucks. Should have just given you some water and
I wouldn't have known the
or
difference.
get you some Old Top to start.
Oh,
with.
that's what I should do. I should
Yeah.
drink the rest of that old tub tonight, and then
That might cure what you've got.
or make it worse.
Or we should just make a cocktail with that, and
I
then
wouldn't have been able to taste the difference.
That's
We
right.
wouldn't have wasted this top shelf booze.
that's it.
Ah,
So, tried a Canadian bourbon today made with corn mash. So they call it Canadian whiskey bourbon, but it's BERBON because it's Canadian.
can't call itself bourbon.
So it's made with Taber corn.
Ooh, Taber corn.
I mean, everybody around here was always summertime kids. Well, you grew up a little bit closer to that than I did, right? So
To what? To Tabor?
yeah, like was that a thing for you guys?
Like when I went to visit my parents in Calgary?
Yeah, or even when you're
Yeah, we always had corn. I still we've had corn 3 or 4 times already.
but
since
like
corn.
Tabor corn, like specifically Tabor
Yeah,
corn.
when I come back from Alberta, when I'm driving in the summertime, yeah, you bet your ass I'm getting as much Tabor corn as I can.
So, I mean, around here, it's definitely a thing.
It's a delicacy around here.
Absolutely. Very rich, very sweet, hot commodity. They sell a ton of it. So I saw this at the liquor store the other day, and I wanted to give it a try with the Tabor corn. So I Googled this. This is off of, I think, Tourism Lethbridge. It says, what makes Tabor corn special? As the leaves on the trees begin their slow descent to the ground, while this might usually be a sad sight to see for summer lovers, there is one big, bright yellow and white side to it, and that's Tabor corn being back in season. One of Lethbridge's and even southern Alberta's favorite end of summer supper. So what's the fuss with this incredible stock? Well, give us an ear and we give you all the details on our beloved Tabor corn. Put simply, Tabor corn is the best because it soaks up more sun than most other corn crops.
Sorry. When the volume changes on your voice, I can see it go all red on the screen.
It's hard for me to set the mics and...
Oh God, that's funny.
Try that again. Put simply, Tabor corn is the best because it soaks up more sun than most other corn crops. This is all thanks to southern Alberta's location in Canada's premier food corridor. With all the extra sunshine warming the ground, Tabor corn can be grown big and beautiful. Then when the sun sets, the cool Albertan nights help bring out the natural sugars that create the sweet flavors that these kernels are known for. These conditions have made Tabor corn famous not just in Alberta, but all around Canada. There's more here on growing conditions and such.
Should get into the details, the nuances of growing Tabor corn.
If you're interested, you can look it up. It's on, pretty sure it's Tourism Lethbridge.
And it's a different size bottle too, right?
Yes. So that's the corn that they used. Said I saw it at the liquor store. I wanted to try it. So the company that makes it is Bridgeland Distillery, established in 2018, and they're based in Calgary, Alberta. And this is the first time I've seen any of their products before. But they've got a whole bunch of different spirits that they have, a bunch of awards that they've won, and they're all in the same, call it iconic bottle, because it's different than what you'd see or normally see. So it's a square bottle, but it's a 500 ml bottle.
Yeah.
So most of the bourbons are a 750 ml or a 2.6 for anybody that refers to it that way.
You're Canadian when you refer to it as a 2.6.
Wasn't that more of an American thing? Because they're more in.
I thought they call it like a fifth or something.
I don't know what a fifth is, but typically it's a 2.6. There's a 750 mil, and a 40 is a 1,140 mil. But so yeah, Bridgeland Distillery, and this is what it says, that the Tabor corn whiskey is what it's called. This product is inspired by Alberta nature. With the best grain in the world, this corn mash whiskey is the result of what our agriculture offers best. Tabor corn and Penhold wheat and barley grown by two incredible families, the Molnars in Tabor and the Hamels in Penhold. So tasting notes on this one: combination of buttery sweet caramel aroma and fresh straw in the nose, reminiscent of freshly harvested fields of corn and wheat. Black pepper on the front end of the palate that transforms into velvety dried apricot flavors, and a mellow finish on the back of your tongue. Lingering hints of sarsaparilla stays with you before your next sip. So I'm sure now that you're sick, you taste all those notes.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, it's so buttery, and the apricots are blowing my mind right now. Jeez.
So this is production and distillation notes. Still custom designed traditional copper pot still. The base is 60% Tabor corn, 32% Penhold barley, 8% Penhold wheat. Distillation is small batch, 2 times distilled in oak barrels, new American oak, char number 4, without additives, coloring, or chill filtration. So I had this a week ago, I think.
Well, there's a little bit of something. See, I haven't lost my taste completely. Sorry to interrupt, but
so it's not COVID.
No, it's hantavirus.
Oh, okay.
It's the new one.
It's the new one. You're hanging out with people in quarantine. Perfect.
You know what? I love to live dangerously, with intent.
I too like to live dangerously.
So yeah, it's really good. From what I can taste, which very little. I will Where did you get this one?
I bought this one at Sobeys. I found it there. I think that's the only one I've seen it at. And it is, so once again, 500 ml bottle instead of 750. And it is, retail price on this is about $90 and change Canadian for 500 mils. So it, puts you definitely into the
premium section.
the higher price point.
Yeah.
But I was, pleasantly surprised when I tried it.
Me too. Pleasantly surprised I can't taste it.
Be more pleasantly surprised when you can actually taste things.
No,
Yeah. Hopefully the hantavirus isn't like COVID and you can, get your sense of smell and taste back.
It's just, and you don't know it's gone until it's gone.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, I can't smell. And like, so I was spraying because I told you I was cleaning up my kitchen and I was trying to get rid of that smell. I was like, do I still smell it? Well, I can smell the spray and the lemon Lysol, but
One of those things where I find, especially when it's a bad smell, so something's gone bad or,
sure,
and once you get that in your nose,
it's hard to get it out.
you can't get it out. So,
Oh, I know.
so it's just like it kind of lingers there. Like you might have scrubbed everything and it might not be there, but it's still there and it's driving you crazy because you can't
So
find it.
I kept, my room is next to my daughter's, and so I kept walking by and I was like, what is this? I smell like a funk here. And I kept walking by. And I was like, the hell is this? And it just like, this was a week. And I was like, and other people could smell it. Everybody could smell it. And I just kept going by. And then finally one day I just snapped. I'm like, what in the f is going on? So I go in there and I just start ripping the room apart. And she had vegetables that had clearly been there for a substantial amount of time because
Like-
they were mushy.
Like they were growling at you.
Oh my God, they were just discolored and started turning to liquid, and that happened twice.
So is she saving them for later?
So
or was this the kind that she doesn't like?
She's at that age where, and I am who I am as a parent, and I run a fairly disciplined house, and whether it's my fault or not, or she was just scared she was going to get in trouble because she, ate all her good stuff in her lunch and didn't eat the veggies.
Stuff she doesn't
And
like.
I just said to her, I was like, just tell me, just throw it away. I'd rather have that conversation and then pack less in your lunch or pack differently, maybe less sugar. And it's not like they have a lot. Almost everything they have in there, other than the fruit, is either sugar-free or very low sugar. So it's not like that, but it's just, I don't want to. Did you hear the laptop make all those noises too?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No,
we're still good.
When the
But I just I told her, like, just let me know and then I will adjust your lunch accordingly. But just
that's like, I think you'd mentioned that to me before, and I said, especially when you're throwing something out and it's clean garbage, that it was just garbage day and made emptied it,
Yeah.
and I'm throwing something else in there, and I'm like, there's a sandwich in there, my juice box,
yeah.
and I go to my son, I'm like, why'd you throw out your sandwich and your juice box? It's like, oh, the meat was bad and the bread was bad. Okay, fine, but the juice box had to go.
But what does he mean the bread and the meat? Like,
My guess is,
this was from a couple days previous?
no, I think he had made it the night before.
Yeah.
But he makes his lunch in the dark.
What the hell?
Well, I mean, it takes work to make a sandwich. So for him, a sandwich is 2 pieces of bread, some meat, some mustard, and away you go.
Yeah.
No cheese, no tomatoes, no lettuce, no nothing. Just
No, I still, to your disdain, make my kids lunches. It's fun. I like spending that time in the morning, drinking coffee, making lunches while they're having breakfast, and just socializing before school. And yeah, like, I think I've spoiled them, just rotten. I'm like,
yeah. Like my kids, I'm like, if you want to eat, you got to make a lunch because I'm not doing it.
I like
You want clean clothes, you got to wash them because I'm not doing it.
pretty good. Like if I tell you do your laundry, he'll do his laundry. Oh, gonna have to delete his name again. What? It's just so I was doing so good with not mentioning his name. Holy God, it'd be just easier if the world knew his name. Nevertheless,
At some point they might have to.
this is getting ridiculous editing it out.
It's too hard to.
But Joe Rogan never mentions his kids' names.
Well, we're not
How
Joe
dare
Rogan.
you shut your
We're
mouth.
not.
I'm the Saskatchewan Joe Rogan.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hey.
So, but yeah, if I tell him to go do his laundry, like he's confident, like I don't have any worries. It's when we're like combining laundry because none of my shirts go into the dryer. None of my pants go in the dryer. Socks, underwear, sleeping clothes, and work clothes. That's the only stuff that goes into the dryer. And so I'm always afraid. I'm like, you're going to throw this, $75 shirt in the dryer because you're a dumbass?
Yeah, because we take turns on who does different chores, right? So
Like as a family?
well, like
Between
kids
you.
do their own stuff, but between the wife and I, like if there's laundry, sometimes I do it, sometimes my wife does it, and we just go through it that way. And I've said like, this doesn't go in the dryer and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, if you want it that way, you do it yourself. So everything goes in the wash and everything goes in the dryer. If there's something specific that I don't, I got to make sure I do the laundry so that I pull it out.
You know what's weird is like, even when I was married, I don't think that was no relationship I ever had where I'm like, we need to split this 50-50. Like I would always come in, it's like, oh, the dishes need to be put away, so I'll just put away. I always just did. I don't know why, but I always did it.
It's not that it's
No, I get it. It was more food for thought on how I have existed with men and women. I think when I had male roommates, that was like, hey, dickhead, like clean up, like for the love of God, because I came from a single parent who was working all the time. We didn't have a choice. You know what I mean? Either live in filth, and like he did a lot. Like this is not a slight towards him, but it was just understood that we didn't have a dishwasher growing up. You gotta wash your dishes. You can't just leave a sink full of dishes. You gotta take out the garbage. You gotta do all this stuff. You gotta learn how to cook. Now, granted, he was a chef, so it was different because like my level of food that I've been exposed to most of my life has been a little bit higher than I think most people's quality. Everybody's got that, family things that they make. But yeah, our house was a little different. So I was always inclined to, in grade 8, we had a choice. You can either go to this school and you would walk to that school and you'd go do IA, whatever they did.
Yep.
And then, or you could go to this side and you go do home ec. I gravitate towards home ec. Even high school, I took home ec. I took commercial cooking. I took foods. I have always gravitated towards the kitchen, mostly because the girls.
well,
I was like, I'm the only guy in all these classes. I am killing it.
oh yeah. Well, when I took French, and in my French class, because I did 9 through 12,
Mhm.
and there were 4 boys in 25, a class of 25 for French, 9 through 12, the whole way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not why I took French. I did not take French to meet girls. I took dance to meet girls because
That's weird.
Yeah.
Like after high school?
oh yeah, this was after high school. That's how I met my wife. Was I took dance classes, and one of the guys I worked with, he was involved with River City Swing Club, like swing dance. And
Can you still do that?
Yeah.
With your wife?
Yeah.
So when we're in Croatia, if I'm drunk, like, you guys are gonna swing dance for me. Do it.
do it? Dance, monkey, dance.
I'll never talk to you again.
So my buddy goes, yeah, you should come out to this weekend seminar. She come down and try it. And I was doing ballroom at the time with some friends. And the swing class was, I said, okay, well, like, if I'm going to do this, like, what's the ratio here? It's
Yeah.
like, it's at least 3-1 girls and guys. I'm like, okay, sign me.
I'm in. I'm in,
And so,
baby.
so I met my wife through dance class, which is ironic and funny. And she has her BFA in Bachelor of Fine Arts in dance, and she used to teach at the U of S, teach dance class. And
How come she doesn't anymore? Just no time?
well, just things changed. We moved from here to Edmonton for a bit. Didn't have that out there, and like it's not a full-time
Mhm.
gig, and kids life
Yeah.
happens, right? And then she was taking dance lessons on her own because she likes it. She was doing Irish dancing for a bit, which was fun.
What does so how many years since she's done that?
Like taught dance.
Yeah, taught or been active in that realm?
Well, since she taught was before kids, so it's been 23 years.
Has she ever thought about doing it again, getting back to it?
I don't think
Or
so.
is that chapter closed?
I think it's closed for now. Not to say not like as far as teaching is anyways.
Yeah.
But as far as doing it for herself, she did Irish dance. Like we would go to Folk Fest
Mhm.
and see that, and she liked what she saw, so she signed up for use River City.
Is she Irish?
No, she just liked that.
Oh, cool.
I would always go to the Irish pavilions. They're always a big party. I have lots of friends that are Irish.
Or at least say they're Irish.
No, you'll meet my one buddy, and he's like from Ireland. Like he lives here. He's Canadian,
Yeah.
but he carries a 2 passports.
Interesting. Cool.
Um,
Well, if Alberta separates, then maybe I'll move there and get a dual citizenship.
yeah. I don't know how that's going to play out, but
Do you know they needed 350,000 signatures and they got it?
that part is crazy. That
So
absolutely blows my
in a
mind.
province that has what, 3? Okay, Google. What is the population of Alberta?
I think it's around 4 million.
Alberta's population is approximately 5,048,151
Oh,
in the first quarter of 2026, marking a 1.2% increase.
okay. So that's pretty crazy. But still, like, I think they stopped getting signatures as well. It was like they hit the cap. They probably could have gotten more. And so I'm like, if you have 5 million people and 500,000 people wanted you to separate, it's like, wasn't that 25%?
5 million of 500,000.
Yeah.
That's 500,000 of 5 million. That's 10%.
Yeah, there we go. 10% of your population. I'm like, this is like,
I get
at the start, I was like, oh, this is like, I get it. Like even the guy on the radio, the leader of that separatist party, was on the Evan Bray show, and he was like, he talked better than most politicians I know. He made good points. He made valid points, but highly skeptical of that. Like so you're just going to be a landlocked nation.
Well, so when Quebec went through this in the early 90s,
Didn't they do it twice?
they did. The one that I remember was in the early 90s.
When was the second one? Late 90s?
That was the second one. The first one was before that. So the most recent one was,
Okay, Google. When were the 2 separatist reformations in Quebec for their sovereignty?
referendums.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Quebec held 2 major referendums regarding sovereignty and its relationship with Canada, 1980. The first referendum.
Yeah, for 1980 and 1995. But the
Sovereignty
no.
Association.
This vote was the 1995 one. This one was exceptionally close, with the no side winning a margin of only 1.16%.
So
Holy
I
shit.
remember that, and I had a lot of I was involved with Air Cadets. I mean, did a camp and met kids from all across the country. So I was friends with a lot of people from Quebec when that referendum happened. You know, I was close to a lot of people that were involved with that and could vote.
Were they the piece of crap French
No.
Canadians, or were they the good French
They're
Canadians?
the good French Canadians. And they're also the ones well, you can't really say that, but
What? That there's good and bad ones?
well, there's good and bad.
No. Fuck French Canadians. No, I'm saying I'm not even gonna take that out. So I can't keep going, but
I keep going. So they weren't part of that. There's a and no different than we're seeing with the Alberta referendum.
Mhm.
You know, Quebec wanted it for culture and language. Alberta wants it because they think that they hold all the cards and all.
Which they kind of do.
They kind of do, but they not. They don't have the, use this term loosely, the trump card that they think they do.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
They have a good component of it, but by them separating, and this is just one aspect of it. There's so many things that they have to have a referendum before that even happens. So the people need to vote. Just because you've got however many signatures.
See, I'm a troll. I would just do it because I think it was funny.
Sure. but it's not so easy as, here's a signature. We're our own republic.
No,
there's
definitely legalities of it, and they had a professor
so their trump card is the oil.
Their trump card is the equalization payments that they're paying out to the rest of Canada and not receiving the same economic benefit in return.
Right,
but if you were investing in a stock and that stock was just tanking and always taking your money, no matter what or how good your economy is doing, would you still have that with stock? No. And so I get it. Like, it's not fair.
No, I get 100%. We give that money into equalization as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is, if they, you know, and this is one part of it, they control oil and energy, and they're going to become their own independent, sovereign, whatever you want to call it, and then they're going to be landlocked. Their only way to market, because now they've pissed off the rest of Canada, is to move south of the border.
Sure. And it could work if you start selling that product at a discount, still more than what you're paying, but you're at least controlling the resources at a discount to the United States. And then it's like, you can still make partnerships with other provinces and maybe they're favorable.
Yes. But how many people, the same thing happened with Quebec. What people don't realize, if that happens, if people are making that decision to go that way, how many head offices are in Quebec because of it's Quebec and whatever? Like, a lot of big corporations had headquarters in Quebec for Canadian operations.
Yeah.
So if they would have separated, they had said, we will move out of Quebec. So if Alberta were to do it and they're just their own thing, they want to be part of something bigger, how much of that is going to leave to go somewhere else? The oil would probably stay, but there's other companies that are there. They might leave. So it's not a black and white thing. Yeah, we send all this money in. I get it. They're making a point.
Yeah.
Right. We're unhappy with the current situation. We're giving you all this money. Watch, this hour has 22 minutes. They got a quick skit on all the Alberta or all the Canadian provinces, like it's a game of Monopoly.
Oh, I haven't watched that show in forever.
But, well, they do all this stuff. They do it on Trump. They do it on, any political stuff, but they do this one on Monopoly. And they're like, okay, Alberta, you just passed go. So give all your money to Quebec. And they're like, oh, yes, I liked it. Quebec's like, oh, yes, I like this game. And I'm just like, well, what the heck? I passed go. I give all this money. And why do I give it to Quebec?
That's how do you, okay, so if I look at it, it's like, okay, let's, from we'll put the economy perspective on the side. It's like, how do you defend that place? What's stopping Canada from just taking it back
So, well, that's the thing. And once again, it doesn't matter. Like, pick any province or territory that says we want to be a sovereign nation. First of all, it's not just there.
What if Saskatchewan joined? And then what if the Northwest Territories joined? And then what if BC joins? What does that look like?
So
It's like
then we build a new Canada.
it's like a game of civilization up in this
Well,
shit.
kind of.
Europa.
But we don't have our own independent military.
No, but that's my point, is that you leave yourself without a military. It leaves you vulnerable to the rest of Canada and from them just coming and taking what they want, but then also the rest of the world. What then stops the United States from walking in and going,
Or just saying,
thanks, this is ours now.
we're going to annex you. Like, so Alberta moves some oil south of the border, and U.S. just says, you know what, you're kind of on your own. You might as well just be part of us.
Yeah.
So they wanted to be independent. Now they become part of the U.S. I mean, there's different scenarios you can throw at, but if any country leaves, so you've got the elected officials that are starting a lot of this. And now that we are recognizing treaty lands and indigenous people, that type of thing, they have a say in this as well. It's not 100% where
They have a say with their voice. That's it. They don't. What are you going to do? Rebel? What are you going to do? Like start killing people? No,
I'm not saying that, but it's not black and white.
I'm sorry, they don't get more of the conversation.
They don't get more, but they're part of it.
They get equal conversation. That's it.
Okay.
That's how
it's
how
still
it works.
part of it. We're still treating it black and white. It's not black.
Yeah, but
there's a bunch of other voices.
that
So
indigenous people have a voice. Well, they did, whether you said that or not, though.
The signatures don't mean anything right now, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's a starting point, right?
Of course. Now we get to actually see it.
So if it does go to a referendum, if they, for whatever reason, if they say we want to separate, we want to become our own sovereign
nation,
province within the country of Canada, what currency are you using? What passport are you using? What military are you using?
Yeah, right.
What about all this?
You have to create your own currency.
All the corporate companies. Well, you don't, but you have to probably.
And then how are you backing that currency? You no longer can participate on the Toronto Stock Exchange. So you now.
So there's all these questions that come up.
Do you build up gold reserves? Then now your currency is backed by gold. They could very easily create a currency that's backed by oil. It's more volatile than gold, but still the same.
Realistically, you'd be better off if you backed it by crypto.
It's all corrupt.
It is, but that's what I mean. Like,
but it
does not make sense. I get it. You're making it like you say, I don't like giving all this money and getting nothing in return and not having a voice on a national stage. I get it. I get it, but it doesn't make sense from a national standpoint, how the Bloc Québécois are a national party. They have one goal.
Obscene.
Right. Like that shouldn't be allowed.
No.
But
they you can't have Bloc Québécois out of Quebec. That's the crazy part. So it's like they're a national party, and I'm all for it as
a national party.
No, the point I was going to make was that it's like you have all these branches or all these parties, but the NDP are no longer considered a actual party because they don't have enough members voted in as MLAs. They still are a party, but they're not.
They are not
recognized.
They are not able to compete in the states.
Yeah, correct.
The Bloc is, but and that's part of Alberta's.
But I'm
issue is Alberta or Quebec carries so many votes because there's so much population out there. So Alberta has 5 million people.
How many people live in Quebec?
Well, if the Google device.
Okay, Google. How many people live in Quebec?
As of the first quarter of 2026, the population of Quebec is estimated to be 9,033,000.
So about 4 million more than Alberta.
Okay, well, even double, but they carry way more votes than Alberta does.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's the problem. Everybody in the West, all the resources are in the West. They're developed out in the West.
Yeah.
And then the provinces make money for those resources. And then that money has to flow through to Ottawa to give to the other provinces.
Mhm.
So Quebec has hydro and they make money off of that,
Mhm.
but it doesn't work into the equalization, and they get more votes and more say in Ottawa than the
Which
other
is-
provinces do.
which is
But they're only
ridiculous.
they're twice the population of Alberta, but they have way more than twice the seats in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And so I get Alberta's stand, like they're
Maybe what comes out of this is, in a perfect world, they have the referendum and then it wins and Alberta is now sovereign, except it doesn't actually come to fruition because the government of Canada starts making concessions and starts saying things like, okay,
well, they've already started that. They've got an MOU,
a memorandum of understanding is
It's
a
a
ridiculous
starting
thing.
point.
It's not, there's no official signatures. This is all bullshit. It's all fluff to make you think something's happening. I hate, but yes,
I don't disagree,
correct.
but at least the conversation has been started.
At least more than it has been.
Yes.
Now that very fucking try to use I don't want
Politically correct terms.
yeah, something like that.
I don't know why you're going to start now. Like, you usually don't use politically correct.
I'm trying to turn a new leaf.
We're on number 12.
But I really can't say enough about the dictatorship that the Justin Trudeau government was. I'm sorry.
It's Perry's boyfriend.
Yes, Katy Perry's boyfriend. And that's coming from a point where I used to be a liberal. I used to be the very first time I voted liberal, because I grew up in a household that was very NDP, and I always felt different. And we would have political conversations, where you were encouraged to debate and challenge. And if you didn't want rebuttal, you shut your mouth. You do not talk unless you're willing to participate. And if that means you get your fucking position mocked all over the floor. We were a family of teachers, principals, educators, but we were also
the nice thing is
psychologists.
Conviction.
Correct. And it did. And we all knew the rules. So if you didn't want to participate, it's not like you were berated when you were just sitting there like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm just sitting here. Fuck you, grandma. Like, fuck. Jesus. The fuck. And it was like that with religion. Grew up in a very religious household. And as I grew older, my opinions on religion have changed and adapted. I'm still a very spiritual person.
So did your political views, right?
My political views were liberal, because as a concept, being a liberal, at least in the era of Jean Chrétien and Paul Martin, I'm sorry, like, that arguably I think was some of the best leadership I've seen in the last 50 years of England. I was
on board with that.
And I voted for Stephen Harper multiple times. So it's not that. It's just like
conservative liberal. Like,
you're a progressive conservative is the technical term.
Tomato.
What did my kids say? Tomato, potato. Like, that doesn't make any sense. All right, see you later. Have a good night.
Whatever. I'm a kid. I can see whatever.
Fuck you. But I generally believe that from a concept and a principle, but the party has turned into just disgusting, gross overstepping of human rights on a plethora of levels. But the Liberal Party as a core, I was like, well, you have, and then it comes with the household that I was raised in. It's like you can have conservative views, and you can have left-leaning views or contradictory views, and you can then as a community, as our family, have conversations where you meet in the middle. I'm like, well, that's what the Liberal Party used to be and should be, and it's not anymore. And that's the sad truth. It's like, even in the election, you're voting for the lesser of two evils most of the time.
Which, you know what? That is an absolute sad state of affairs.
And it's like that in every country too.
I know it is. At one point, I did think we should be a little bit more bipartisan, like the U.S. is. And then I'd see what's going on in the U.S. and I'm like,
is it though? Is it bipartisan? Or did they just hide it a little bit better?
well, it's everything there is way more polarizing.
It's just you either love abortion or you don't. And it's like,
Right,
well,
like-
what about sometimes I have different
there's
views?
no sometimes. And it's like, well, I think this. Well, I think this. And it's different. So now I think you're a piece of shit.
So now I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your
Right.
family.
So
It's like, yeah, but sometimes, and that's such a
the problem.
unique and cool way to put it. Sometimes I'm conservative. Sometimes I'm liberal.
okay, out of curiosity, what makes you conservative? Like, what are the conservative lines that you like, and what brought you there?
Fiscal responsibility, which
Okay.
I
No,
also
I
think
think
is,
that should-
which I think is funny because it's like, again, the lesser of two evils. It's still not, it's not as fiscally, like, as responsible as I'd like to see, but it's like it's way better than this alternative. And it's like, it's still bad, but it's just not as bad as that side. It's all bad. All government spending is broken. It's
So
just
the
so
problem with the
broken.
government is they don't have to be fiscally responsible.
Correct. The only job, and being
Because
they're
how do you get more
unionized,
money? You increase taxes. And that's the part that as an average taxpayer, consumer, person that votes, it's like, here's a bunch of money, and what do you get? What are you doing with it? Oh, we're buying we're spending millions of dollars on some crazy balloons for some stupid party.
here's something that'll just fuck your brain up.
Oh,
Okay, Google. How much money has the Canadian government given to Ukraine and other nations in the last 10 years total?
Since 2022, Canada has committed over $25.5 billion in multifaceted assistance to Ukraine. For all other nations combined over the last decade, total international assistance is estimated at roughly $65 billion to $75 billion.
Okay, Google. What is the total cost to fix the homeless situation in Canada?
Estimates suggest that ending chronic homelessness in Canada would require an additional $3.5 billion annually in federal funding.
There you go. Now, that is a layman's way. Hold on. That is
that is way too.
Listen, it's very, I'm not meant to we're not going into the mud about it. The point I'm making is that just without shrinking government, without being fiscally responsible, without eliminating measures that actually decrease your GDP and opening it back up for business in a way that's enticing, and stop giving money to other countries, stop importing energy at all, stop importing anything that we can't create at an abundance within our own country and have supplies of to sit on so we're not susceptible to the global market changing. Without any of that, just the money we give to other countries, just that could pay for all of our healthcare, could pay for all of the money that estimated, and it's, again, you're not using it. The point is, it's
that's a whole.
Sure, and we're not talking about
that's a whole
where that's coming from.
But
That was just
agreed the money that we.
And that's
is
just
it
that.
good that we play and Canada has always been a participant, and I would say a leader in.
Do you know what's fucked up? If we stopped
Humanitarian-
giving money to Ukraine, guess what? This war would have been over 5 years ago. So the point is like you are the number one reason the United States and
I
the
hate to say
Constitution.
this,
Yeah.
but war makes money.
Because I'm not saying I don't understand why. All I'm saying is that the number one reason that the United States, and in its constitution, was that the United States will never get involved in foreign war. The main principle of the whole Western ideology that we have come to love in Western Canada, or Canada as a whole, in North America, is the ideology that we do not participate in wars that have nothing to fucking do with us. And the fact that we do in any capacity, it just royally pisses me off, because I have to listen to the talking heads and liberals and NDP waving diehards. And there's nothing wrong with those people, but you use talking points like we need to do this to fix homeless, and we need to do this, and we need to do this, and we need to do this. We need to do this with our taxes. And every time you intervene as a government at any point, costs money. And when you compound that, and that's where we're at. We're at this compounding situation where it's not just one thing anymore. It's that, our healthcare system, we need a two-tiered system. We in Saskatchewan are trying it, and Alberta is too, but this doesn't work. We can't spend money recklessly creating levels of government, even on a municipal level. When I ran in the election, the sheer utter stupidity and waste that the city of Saskatoon spends on useless shit and things that we could subcontract to local business that actually contributes to a GDP, instead of doing it with taxation money. And when you compound municipal with provincial and then federal on top of it, you get a system that is just exhaustingly broken.
I don't disagree. There are people there that are patting their government's pockets, those that help them get where they are. I'm okay to contribute to aid, contribute to different things like that where it makes sense.
Then you make that decision with your own money.
Okay, that's fair. We'll get to that. But at the same point, if there are things in our own country that are
deteriorating,
broken,
other than our birth rate,
whatever, whatever you want to call it, then we should address that first. And that should go the same for any other country.
Yeah.
You deal in-house first, and then you go
It's
outside.
no different for economics.
By us going and saying, hey, we spent whatever the number was in every year by giving to foreign aid or whatever, look how great we are, but we have systemic problems here that need to be addressed, then that's a problem, right? We need to address that first before we expand outside of those borders.
Yes, I'm sorry. You do not give any money whatsoever to any other foreign nation in any capacity until you can self-righteously sit on the top of your hill and tell us all that our life is perfect.
But
You have an entire province. You have 4 million people out of 25, ready to go. And not all of them, I get that. But I mean, the point being,
so many signatures,
okay, but what if you did this in every single province and you had 500,000 signatures in every single province? Now, is it worth a conversation? Probably. And so my point is that you have a significant amount of, this is a very visual way for people to interpret the shit that's going on here. And I'm not trying to downplay the shit that goes on everywhere else. It's bad in its own way in every country. But it's just like, I'm so sick and tired of being empathy poisoned, having these situations of being told I need to be a good person, have it taken from me, and then go, no, it's okay. We know what we're doing. We'll spend your money better than you will. Like, fuck off.
Okay, so that, back to your point on, if you think that way, you can spend it where you want. And I'm 100% on board with that. I had this discussion with somebody else, and they were of the mindset of the government needs to tell us what's right, what's wrong, and where we spend our money. So take more taxes and put it amongst where it's needed. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. Like, we as a people, community, whatever, come together and say, we know what's right and what's wrong, so we make decisions based on that.
Do we? But do we actually, though? Because we are seeing crime rates higher than they've ever been. We are seeing the least amount of incarcerations than we've ever seen. We've had the worst conditions financially that we've ever had. We've had the worst healthcare that we've ever had. We just like, there's nothing where you can sit and say any of this money and any of these people in charge are willing to put their neck out to make a decision to fix the problem.
I get that, but you're talking at a bigger level. Like
I'm talking at every level.
No,
though.
but you're still talking politics. I'm talking as a person,
as a community that.
Hold on. Do you know the difference between right and wrong?
Sometimes, yes.
So you made bad decisions and know that you made bad decisions?
Yes,
100%. I've been there with you on those, okay? Sometimes those are fun. All right. But have you taught your kids some of that understanding?
Yeah.
Would you think that most of the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis have that basic fundamental?
That they know the difference of a broad right and wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So incarceration is like whatever it is, that's a different animal. As a general rule, individual people, they know the difference between right and wrong.
Correct.
I don't need the government to put in more rules.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
By adding that increases more incarceration and anything else that goes with it. And every time the government, like you said before, every time the government gets involved, it costs money.
Yes.
Right? Can we get private business to do certain things? We sure can. Would that make them more fiscally responsible? 100%. But if we look at it that way, but I don't want a government that tells me
more fiscally responsible.
No, I don't mean make a business more fiscally responsible. I mean, if private industry is involved in certain things that the government does right now, we're not overspending. We don't have bureaucrats that are managing certain things.
If I asked you right now, what do you think, and this is easy from a municipal level, what do you think your core services are as a city?
Well, water, garbage disposal, all that kind of stuff, cleaning the streets, making sure I've got facilities that, swimming pools, all that stuff.
I'm sorry, I disagree on that one. Well, I don't disagree, is that I'm indifferent about it, because if you have a pool and that pool is not making any money and it's costing more than it's worth, then you have to shut it down.
What about bus service?
Pardon me?
What about bus service?
Bus service I have battled this one, unfortunately, back and forth. On the same day, I can argue and articulate points of getting rid of the bus service, at least in its capacity that exists. I think that our technology has gotten to the point where I think we could reduce a significant portion of the amount of buses that we use in a more targeted way, in certain areas.
Who provides that?
Pardon me? The city. But you also pay for it. So if you're driving the bus, if you get on the bus and your bus pass is $30, and every single bus rider spends $30, and that's not enough to cover the cost of that bus service, then because Business 101, increase the cost. And if people can't afford it, guess what? That's because they are taxed so aggressively that the only reason they can't afford it is because all of their money is taken. In Canada, 82 cents of every dollar you make, gone. Taxes, gone. It is the highest in the G7. It is obscene.
Okay,
and then you wonder why business can exist in a conventional sense of supply and demand.
So let's go back to swimming pools, public skating rinks, any public facility like that. Should that be run by the government or by private business?
Well, right now, the rinks in the city, at least in the model that it currently exists, are we talking outdoor rinks or indoor rinks?
Either.
So indoor rinks, you pay a fee.
Yeah.
So your fee that you're paying and the programs that you offer should, at bare minimum, balance the books. If it's not balancing the books, the only thing to weigh around that is to increase fare. Okay. If you have
now let's add in outdoor.
Outdoor rinks are community run. All Stonebridge, Hamptons, Rosewood, Evergreen, All of the new areas, all of them were built by those communities raising funds to build that. Nothing to do with the city.
Okay,
City
so
doesn't
it's
run them at all.
built. It's built. Who?
Volunteers. They're on the community associations. My daughter,
Equipment.
That's all brought from the community. That has nothing to do with the city. The city does not provide any of that equipment.
But the city provides to the community associations a certain.
No, they don't.
Yes, sir.
They don't. The city does not donate money or things to the community associations for them to run that rig. The bare minimum, you might get lights or electricity. That's it. The bare minimum. The snow blowers, the shovels, the ice, the water is all paid for by the community. So when you talk about those things that the
as a community association, you're paying, they're looking for money for that.
So they raise money
Sure.
to pay for those things.
So what's the difference on taxes? You paying that as part of taxes and it's run by the city, or you're paying it to a community association, you're still paying that money for that to be built.
Yes, and that's supply and demand. If your community wants it enough, then your community should raise the funds to build it themselves, and everybody enjoys it. Not for Big Daddy to come in and build it for you at the cost of everybody. It's like, my partner, ex-partner, whatever, her position was always, why should I pay for government subsidies for children when I don't want kids? I don't like kids. I don't want to be around kids. I don't want anything to do with kids. So why should my income be subsidized so that everybody else can enjoy something that I want no part of? And granted, that's a philosophical question that we're not going to get into today. And my business partner has the same perspective. So,
and that's where, like, I by nature, I'm a little bit more right-wing conservative leaning as far as fiscal responsibility. But at the same point, I believe that, we pay taxes and they should go to certain things.
The taxes should go to your roads, your sewer, your water, your garbage, your parks, and that's it. And your parks that's even subjective. But I don't think.
But I'm in a position. I'd say we're both in a position where arguably we could go and we could afford whatever this is. If we got to go to the pool and it's private industry and it's now double the price what it normally would be to just go to a pool, we can do that. But not everybody else is not in that position.
So everybody should be subsidized so people who are the most vulnerable get access to things. So my way of life,
yes,
I should pay more so that so drug addicts can ride the bus? Or am I paying for the kids to ride the bus?
You can't differentiate,
but you have to.
In theory, you do, but at the same point, you can't, because there are some people that might be. We were there at one point,
and what did we do to get out of that?
No, I don't mean. I mean, we as a family, like somebody gets to a point where you're down on your luck and you cannot afford those things.
Tax breaks that don't ever stop simply to support. You're dealing with a symptom, not the problem. And that's my by and large, that's my core value. You are it's like, rather than getting the homeless people off the street and dealing with the addiction crisis, which they are, because I have friends who are firefighters who are having to deal with these people, rather than addressing the fact that these people have access to drugs and drug dealers don't get incarcerated or don't get incarcerated for a significant amount of time, they perpetually get pushed out of the system. There's no real consequences for it. And so if you don't deal with that and you talk about anything else, then you're dealing with the symptom, not the problem.
Agreed.
And I believe that all across the board, though.
There's no.
What is the why?
There's no right or wrong. And I'm not a big fan of, more Big Brother in my life.
No, it should be as bare minimum as possible.
Absolutely. But is there certain things that, if it's done right, that we all contribute as part of taxes or whatever to add something so that somebody can go, well, this is a whole different discussion, but go to the library and do, if they're using that to better themselves, there's different things that happen. There's a bad,
Then pay a fee to go to the library. If you need a library, go have a fee. What is the usage of your libraries? Like this downtown one that's just being built. Why is it being built? Can anybody tell me? Oh, it'll bring more people. It's cool. It's my legacy project from certain counselors. It's this, it's that. Did we need it? Nope. Is it going to pay for itself? Nope.
No.
In fact, it's over budget, over time, and is going to cost more forever than it's worth. So what is your ratio of usage to have that consequentially balance the scales in your head?
I don't have a number on that.
And that's
There
the
are-
problem, is like, that's the questions that I want to
Sure.
ask. I want to
But
be,
there are things that I don't think, to go to a public library, it's public, you shouldn't be have a fee to go there.
that term, that it's a public library, is a term created by government. How many bookstores exist in the city?
I have no idea.
1, 2, sorry. And then a couple smaller ones in the mall.
The two big ones.
There's McDowell Robinson, and then there's Indigo, and the rest are in the malls. Bookstores are completely gone, pretty much. So yes, you have seen a decimation of these places that could offer these services for people. There are book exchange. How many people are renting out books now? Almost none. Like kids at school. Okay, so then stock the schools. Why do you need public libraries?
I'm not saying that that's,
Here's
I'm not disagreeing with you on that point, but there are people that use it, and they use it for.
Okay, so how much empathy do you have for, and here's the thing, is that that's a very empathetic position.
Sure.
And I agree. We agree on that. But when it's done at the scale that it's currently being done at, then the only people that suffer are us. Out of a $450,000 home in Saskatoon, $144,000 of that is taxes gone just directly to the city. Your dollar is worth nothing. And my position has been like, we need to wean off this tit substantially.
I don't dispute.
You can't, but most people, when you ask them what our core services are, most people don't even know.
Well, and realistically, our core services,
Police, fire.
Right. We would call them core services, but certain things that you would expect, the streets to be cleaned when it snows. Right. And they had a thing a few years ago, and they said, hey, would you be okay if we increase the rates by X amount and you get more snow cleaning? Unanimously, everybody said yes. Did we get more snow cleaning? No, but we paid more money.
Correct.
And we didn't get any more services.
That's the sleight of hand.
I don't dispute that. Should certain things be offered and allowed? Yes. Should we be cutting core services because we're doing something else or making some stupid art piece that costs whatever?
And hold on, I just want to preface that because it sounded a certain way. Me and you enjoy the arts. I enjoy taking my kids to the Ramey. I appreciate art. I really see value in art as a whole, but I don't think it should be government subsidized. Because if art was important, then it's up to us as a society to teach everybody how important art is and to give. So
okay, you know what? I'm gonna say, just because I got another event I want to get to. Kids are at practice, we're gonna pick them up.
Oh yeah, we got to pick them up. So
that's a little bit of that. So we can table that and come back to it. I like the discussion, but there's from an art perspective and whatever, that's a whole conversation on its own, as far, because you said, you know, it's something that people should enjoy, but what's the first thing that gets cut? And this is where we'll leave it. What's the first thing that gets cut from an early level from a school program? Anything having to do with the arts.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying there shouldn't be any school cuts whatsoever.
I agree, but what's the first one that goes? And then we, as people that can and want to do it, make sure our kids can do it. Try to take our kids. So whether it's the symphony or the gallery or
it comes down to people feeling disenfranchised. So it's if everybody had more money, then if the system said, well, we got to cut arts, or everybody like it used to, what if on top of our because right now you don't pay any school fees other than these lunchtime supervisions and books and things like that, increase that.
They already are.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you're going to cut art, but it costs everybody $10 more, well, then this art program needs to exist. So
I agree.
Increase your fees.
Like I said, we can.
Or don't go to school. Teach your own kids. Go home. Teach your own kids.
That's a whole that's a conversation all on its own.
For sure.
I think we agree on a lot of things. We disagree on certain things. We're still friends. We're gonna go fight in the street later. We'll let you know how that goes.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win.
You're sick. I can take it.
You know, I'm gonna disagree.
You're weak.
I am lethargic and run down.
So
I am not.
Now's my opportunity.
I am not weak. I am lightning fucking fast.
Peace out.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for another episode. Awesome. We'll dive back into this very soon. I'm Justin.
I'm Trevor.
Old Fashioned Dads out. See you, bitches.